Hey, this is Ronald Carroll from Mad Skills University. Today I want to show bass players how to tab songs. And if you're a bass player that wants to do covers, you can make money on YouTube doing that. This is about using MuseScore. I've also done videos on Tux Guitar for bass players, as well as Power Tab. I have a lesson on MuseScore, but there are also a lot of very good videos out. But if you're going to tab your songs yourself, what I want to do today is give you a peek at that process. You can download MuseScore for totally free, and it's the best free application out there. This is Guitar Pro, but the free version. The other day, I tabbed out a Beethoven song, and you can download that and check it out. And this took me about a whole day to do because trying to get the signatures, the tempo, and things like that down, it takes some time. If I were to bring up MuseScore, which is right here, this is the Beethoven piece. I'll show you that in a minute. Create a new score right here. I'm going to go over here to instruments. I'm going to type in bass. I'm going to go down to where it says bass guitar tablature. Click on the arrow key, bring it over. Now it's right there. Come over here to next, and you can change your key signature, your time signature, your tempo, whatever you want before you get started, so things are going to measure up better. Otherwise, you got to do it from scratch and make those changes manually. I can call this anything I want and fill all this stuff out, and then just hit done. Once I'm done, I can make this bigger or smaller down here, or just hold Control or Option on the keyboard and go up and down. And I want to remove this right here. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key, highlight all of this, and press Control Command plus Delete. Now we have just one line, which makes it simpler. At that point, go over here and click on Instruments. Here's my bass that I just set up. Click on the little play button here, and now I have this. Click on this icon here, and I'm going to create a linked staff. So these are linked now. Bass clef, and I have my tabs down here. But I need to make some further changes. So I'm going to go up here and click on the tablature 4 line. I'm going to change the staff type to standard. Now I have my bass clef. Click off. Click on this one, the tablature link. Change the staff type here to 4-string simple. Now we have our bass tab. Now let's press Command or Control and scroll out. And this works on a Mac and Linux, whatever you want. And there's a title I put in. I can change the subtitle there and change that information as well. Now we're ready to go for the most part. These are my measures. And I can add measures by going to the end and pressing Control B as in boy or Command B. It'll just keep adding measures. Scroll down. Page will get larger, but that's what we have. So we're trying to tab a song from scratch. This is what it's going to look like. Let's scroll up a little bit, bring this down about right here, and now we can start our tab. What I normally do is on a piece of paper, I'm using GIMP right here. I'll just tab out the first line, and the song we're going to do is a song I wrote about 40 years ago. It's a kind of comedy song, and it's called Funky Monday Blues, and it goes like this. I'll stop it there, but that's the first line we see here. I need to duplicate that here, and then I can start making changes with the tempo and things like that in the software. Let's get started, and I'm not going to do this perfectly, but I'm going to show you the one I did yesterday, which was Funky Beethoven Fifth. I'll show you what I did there. Up here we have our durations of notes, ties, chords, things like that. Click on the first measure here. This is important. When I turn the note indicator selector on or off, I can start putting in notes or not. So now it's on, it's blue, and now it's off. Once this becomes blue, then I know we're good to go. And you notice how the notes pop up down here in the tab session. So we have 00303003. So we'll start that right here. Open E, 0. Use your arrow key to go over 1. We have a 0. Then we have a 3. O. 3. 3. O. 3. Now, instead of pressing this little pencil up here, I can also press N as in Nancy. And that would take me out of notation, what I call notation mode. And if I click on the 0 here, the first note, I can play that back up here, or just press my space bar. That's how that goes. Now we know the duration of the notes is off. So we have to go in manually to each note and make those changes. And that's how this becomes a little bit time consuming. But now that's not my main goal. We're going to go ahead and put in the rest of the notes. So press N again, the A string, and we have 0, same thing, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3. Press N, move over to the next measure, press N again, and now we have 5, 5, press N, and now we're out of there. This is what our first line is going to look like. If I want to end this right here, I'll click on the line bar here. I'll go over here to palette. I'll come down here to bar lines, and I can end that right there. To put this into a video, you have this scrolling across the bottom and you're playing if you're doing tab songs. But this is what that looks like. So we have 0030. I know the tempo is not going to be correct at this point, but my goal is just to get the tabulation down, and then I can make those microscopic adjustments to the duration of each note and how I want things to play out. This is how this would sound right now. If I select the first note, I can press play up here. I can bring in a metronome right here, different things like that. Let's bring in a metronome. That's way too slow. Let's take the metronome off. Well, as you can see, it's a lot faster. Over here, I can change my tempo. So if I want to highlight this, hold shift. I can make changes with my tempo right here, or I can do it before I start tabbing. And if you're going to import tab, and I'll show you sites to do that, then it's going to be easier because the tempo, everything's going to be already there for you. So once you bring it into MuseScore, then you just go ahead and have it run and play along with it, and you can start putting videos up on YouTube. But I'm going to change this just to 80, and let's try that. You see how slow that is? I'm going to change this down to 60. Let's go with half notes. So it's more of a doom, 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 doom. And this one should right here should be a half note. So I'll go over here and manually change that to a half note. And notice how it changes my measures here. And there's lessons again on how to change this around and mess with measures, then bring things back in. But what I would do is just try to get started with this if you're a bass player trying to tab software. And when you encounter a problem, then go to YouTube for that particular problem. Otherwise, this program can be really overwhelming. So don't get frustrated. See how it drags out there? This is my palette. I can make changes here to signatures. I can bring in lines. If there's too much space right here, I can click on this. Go down here to layout, click on this. Now I have this little line here, and I can drag these up or down. Let's scroll out. And this is my entire score right here. That's the process, and it can be tedious. It can take time. For example, I'm going to bring up one of my scores. If I go to home, I'm going to bring up Beethoven Fifth. And it took me a day to create this entire tab. And it's called Funky Beethoven. And this is my tempo. As you can see, every single note had to change. Octaves, things like that. Whole notes, half notes. It sounds like this. But I linked this below, this score, so you can bring this back into MuseScore and change it around yourself any way you want. If you decide I'm not going to go this route with my tabs, I'm going to bring them in, that's fine. It's worth it if you want to start tabbing bass songs. But once I'm in here, what I can do is if I want to tab a song and play along with it and put it on my YouTube page, just go down here to page view, go continuous horizontal right here, and I'll get this. Scroll out on it and adjust it. Then go to the end. It's going to readjust itself. Now go down here and slide this over to the very beginning. Just play this, record the screen as you're playing, put this on the bottom of your screen down here, and you can be on top playing, and that's how you start doing covers. If I go over here now and let this play, and I press play or spacebar, But an easier way to do this is to go over here to Ultimate Guitar tabs or 911 tabs. And there's a lot of places you can go to grab tabs. Once I'm here though, I'll click on tabs and they have everything. Power is for Power tab. Guitar Pro. And I have videos on MuseScore Studio, Lux Guitar, and Power tab. But I also have a lot of videos on here on Bass tab. Back to Ultimate Guitar. What I want to do is click on tabs. And if you use Guitar Pro, the tabs are here for that. This is Power tabs, just bass guitar. I'll click on just bass guitar and see if I'm going to write these out and do it manually. I'll click on this one, Seven Nation Army, and here are the tabs. These are available for free. Now to download this, so you have to sign up for that, and you can tab it out manually or just pay this service and download it. And MuseScore also has tabs because you can upload to MuseScore, and a lot of people upload to MuseScore. And this works on a Mac, it works on a PC, or in Linux. Now we're back over here. My goal in this video is to get bass players some resources and get them started with tabulation and learn how that process works. And to that end, I found this guy named Dave Murray. He did a great job on how to create tab videos for YouTube. And he's a professional at what he does, but check out this video because he walks you through the process and shows you exactly what to do. And one of his subscribers asked him to do this video, and he did. This is Dave, and check out his video. You're going to learn a lot if you're a bass player trying to tab songs for YouTube. What I like about this is that he's using MuseScore. He goes out, he downloads the tabs to the songs. Then he just makes modifications to them, and then he practices the song until he gets it right, and then records it. And he shows you exactly how he does it, step by step. Then he goes into, of course, continuous view like I showed you before, and he'll bring it into Final Pro. I teach in DaVinci Resolve, CapCut, and Premiere. So if you want me to do a video like this showing you how to create your videos in any of those video editors, I'll be glad to do that. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them below. Thank you very much for watching, and until we meet again, have a happy and creative day. Peace.